Before we get into today's episode, I wanted to let you know that we will be opening enrollment for the 2023 class of Mastermind students in a few short weeks. Mastermind is a year-long program full of weekly meetings where we dive deep and cover information that will take your business to the next level. We bring in the world's best wedding filmmakers to share their expertise and help you improve and inspire you. Connect with other wedding filmmakers from all over and get exclusive referrals from filmmakers in our Mastermind community. After we spend a year connecting and growing, we'll get together and celebrate at our year-end retreat, chock full of education, shoots, fun, and some surprises. We'll be announcing our lineup of guest speakers and location of the year-end retreat soon. If you'd like more information and to join the Mastermind waitlist, head over to mmxhtfw.com. That's mmxhtfw.com.
Happy New Year, How to Film Wedding. I couldn't do it. I was going to try to do it, but Happy New Year. Happy New Year, How to Film Weddings. Happy New Year, Nicholas Miller.
Happy New Year, Jonathan Bunn.
Nick.
Yes, sir.
It is a new year,
It
2023.
is.
We
It's
are
crazy.
in you. We are in 2023.
It's amazing. It's crazy.
Brand new year. How are you? Should we mention that we're in the same room or should we pretend we're not? Because we are.
I mean, we are. Look, we can.
We're in the same room. If you're on the YouTube, we're here in the same room. We're recording some stuff, just getting ahead on some content. And we have a great episode to start out 2023. We're going to be talking about 5 things you should be doing in 2023. But first, Nick.
Yes, sir.
How are you? What's good with you?
I am doing so well.
That's good.
Yeah. You know, it's just Christmas time. Got to spend some time with the family, which is enjoyable. I got some purposeful relaxation. You know, like we went on Christmas break to my parents. I didn't take I took my computer. I didn't open it to do anything.
Nice.
You know, just taking some time off to kind of breathe. I know I have some edits. I'm kind of stressed about that part, but hey, I'm going to get it done. It's going to be fine. I needed that break. Doing well. Very excited, John. Very excited because here in just like 2 weeks,
Oh my gosh.
we are going to the Palm Springs for our Mastermind retreat. So excited about it.
Yeah, we are. We're going to be spending a week in Palm Springs, California for our Mastermind retreat, celebrating the class of 2022. We're about to open up the doors for 2023. You're going to be seeing all about that in the next couple of weeks. But yeah, we're going to spend a week. We've got some guest speakers coming out. We've got some parties planned. We got a pool party. We got a shoot at Joshua Tree. All the FOMO if you're missing out on this. Where were you in 2022? Luckily, we have a new class opening in 2023. All you have to do is head over to mmxhtfw.com to get on the wait list. And I think it's like 2 weeks from now is when we're going to announce all of the guest speakers, the location for our retreat for next year might even be announced. Our VIP retreat. There's just a lot of stuff going on.
A lot of stuff.
So head over to mmxhtfw.com or howtofilmweddings.com and you can redirect over there to check out our mastermind group. So without further ado, let's get into the inaugural 2023 episode. You didn't ask me how I was doing.
I was getting ready to, but you already said
you didn't ask me. You just
I didn't want to interrupt you.
can't triple stamp and double stamp.
I didn't want to speak over you. John, how are you?
I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm good.
Let's jump into this week.
Knew that one was coming.
Yeah, I bet you did.
Okay, so Christmas was really good for me.
Good.
I took off like 10 straight days or something like that. And I don't know about you or if you're out there listening, but when I take time off is whenever I get like all these really good ideas. I get really inspired. I needed that time off just to kind of refresh and get myself ready for 2023. Finishing some renovations in our house. Got to see family. Got to go see Christmas lights and go see Cirque du Soleil does Christmas and open up presents and all kinds of stuff. It was great. But now I'm getting back in that groove of just like the excitement of all the things in 2023. Also, Nick, you and I are taking a very, very limited number of weddings this year, which I'm also just really excited about. I can't believe it, but we're finishing our 5th year of How to Film Weddings being a brand. And about to start our 6th year. It's like becoming our full-time thing. And here we are, and we've helped out so many people, and you have been such an inspiration out there to us. You've been an inspiration, I guess so. But
Medium.
just hearing from so many of you out there on what this brand has done for you, like it just gets us so excited to put together more and more content. So without further ado, the inaugural 2023 episode, 5 things you should do in 2023. Nick, I've talked a lot.
You have. So 5 things that you should do in 2023. Point number 1, the first thing that you should do in 2023 is say no more. John, why do you think that would be helpful? Why are we telling people something that you should do is say no?
We're in a unique position, you and I.
We are.
Currently, just being elbow to elbow is a unique position. But in our job, in our role, we get to talk to hundreds of wedding filmmakers. And what seems pretty obvious to us after talking to literally hundreds of you, having mentor session after mentor session, talking to our mastermind students, our course purchasers, all these people, is that we as wedding filmmakers have a really hard time saying no, especially to people that aren't a heck yes when it comes to booking them. Or can you do this? Can you make these changes? Can you do this thing? We just say yes, we keep bending, and we don't set up boundaries in our lives because of the inconsistency of this job. Oh, I need to say yes because what if I can't make ends meet? What if I can't? You don't know your numbers well enough. You don't know your business well enough to know that you can say no. So you have to get better in 2023 at saying no more. Nick, I know you've been saying no a lot. I've been saying no. What has that done for you in your wedding film business?
Yeah. I'm sitting here and I'm thinking about 2023 and how we get a ton of inquiries, for our business. I'm not trying to brag or anything, but we have 30,000 something subscribers on our YouTube channel, which means that, again, I'm really not trying to brag, but we get a lot of inquiries in there. And because of that, there's a lot of people that, could maybe work with us, but we have decided, okay, this is our price point, one, which eliminates a lot of them, but even ones that could potentially afford us, if it's not a absolutely 100% yes, we're not going to do it. And the reason that Jen and I are saying no a lot in our business is John and I, like we mentioned earlier, have been more intentional about what we want to do with How to Film Weddings. And we really want to make this, give it a good go at a full-time job. And over the last few years, we've been running both of our businesses. And so we're scaling that back on purpose by saying no to people to see what can open up. And it's scary. I'm sitting here right now. We have 3 weddings booked for 2023. And I'm just gonna roll with it and just gonna go with it. So, I don't know. Did I answer your question?
Yeah, no. And I think, saying no opens up yeses for the right people. And I think that's a big deal is whenever you say no to a couple because it's either not going to fit with budget or your time or like just looking at your calendar and you're like, nope, I don't have enough room in that month to fit another wedding or whatever it is. That's my anniversary week. I don't want a wedding. That like learning those boundaries. When you say no, especially to people that are not the right fit, you're giving the opportunity for somebody else to serve them better.
Yes.
There was a wedding that I did last year in New York that they had reached out to you. I think you were booked.
It was, we weren't booked. We weren't booked, but it was like we were not booked, but it would have been like a 4th wedding in a row where we had traveled out of state. Yeah. And it was just like,
and instead of you saying yes to that and stressing yourself out, adding another wedding to your backlog, you knew your numbers. You looked at your calendar. You said, I need to say no to this for your sanity. And you also said, this is my friend John. He's available. And I didn't have a lot of weddings in that month. And I said, heck yeah, I'll talk to them. And I was a really good fit for them. And after meeting them and getting to know them, I feel like they were more my kind of a couple than your kind of a couple. And I was able to serve them probably better. You could have done a great job, but it just would have been like another wedding for you, some more money for you, but there wouldn't have been any real intention behind it. So first point in 2023, if you're out there and you just keep saying yes, I promise you that future you is calling and saying, please don't say yes unless it's a heck yes. Please don't say yes unless you know that they're a really great fit. You can always find other work, other ways to make money, and don't let that be your driving factor. Just that you have to say yes, you have to book more, and like always be gobbling up more and more. Instead, say no more. All right. Number 2, Nick, I really like this one. When we were making the notes, you had this idea, and the idea on number 2 is to rest.
Yeah.
Rest more this year intentionally.
Yeah.
What do you mean by that?
Yeah. I think in a post-COVID world, one thing that is way more acceptable today than it was 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago is the idea of really focusing on mental health and busyness and stuff that is going on in our lives. And now I think if we say, hey, I was sick, or, hey, I am just so stressed out, I need more time. Hey, and communicating with the people that we are working with and taking a little bit of extra time for our sanity, I think people are a lot more accepting of that
100%.
today than they were a couple of years ago. And so with the idea of rest, we, for so long, especially in America, right, busyness has been a big badge of honor that a lot of people have worn for a long time. And what does that busyness really lead to? It leads to being burnt out. It leads to being tired. It leads to not having a fulfilled life because you're so worried about work or you're so worried about this. And so we want to challenge you to spend some time in purposeful rest. And, that would mean take a night off, take a day off, maybe do something that you've wanted to do, a personal project. Maybe it's still video work, but maybe it's something that you want to do rather something that you have to do. And I know that we have this idea that, oh, my clients are going to get mad at me if they see me doing something else, or they're going to get frustrated with this or whatever. Maybe. Okay. But your sanity and your mental health and your desire to improve yourself is going to end up serving the couples better in the long run. And I think that they would much rather you work on their stuff, work on their films, get it done maybe a week later than it was supposed to, but you were able to give them the time and the energy and be renewed by it because you took some time for yourself.
Yeah. And thinking about rest, again, I started my business in 2007. The big thing was hustle culture. You got to grind, you got to rise and grind, you got to hustle. And I do think there's a place for like putting in that extra work. And we're not saying like never push hard or never be tired. Don't push hard to get those edits done. That's not what we're saying. But you've got to build in time for rest, specific rest. Maybe it's like this 1 week in July, I'm blocking off as like a family week. This week in December for Christmas, whatever it is. But then one day a month, something like that, take time off, go do something with your spouse or your friends or whatever extra to just build in rest. I think about Catherine with Blink, conversations I've had with her, just about like how exhausting it is emotionally to really pour into edits. And as wedding filmmakers, we know we pour into these couples and then we like pour out our soul into these edits, and it's literally sucking the life out of you and the energy out of you. And if you think you can just go from one to the next, to the next, to the next, to the next, you're eventually going to burn yourself out. And that's, kind of one of the themes of this is like, this episode is like really taking care of you in 2023 so that you can be the best wedding filmmaker you can be. So the first one, saying no to more things, gives you room to have more rest. It gives you time to do intentional projects. It gives you time to be fully present when you're with your family. You're fully present when you're with your work. And so number 2 is rest. The next one on the list, number 3, is to invest in yourself. Invest in yourself more in 2023. What do I mean by that, Nick? What can we do to like be investing into ourselves?
Yeah. Always be learning. And, there's lots of different avenues that you can do that. If you're watching this or listening to this, there's podcasts. There's lots of podcasts. There's new ones that we know of or are rumored to, that we know of that are going to be starting soon, where you can learn a lot of information just for free by listening to something like this. YouTube is another great source. We have a lot of filmmaker friends that are putting out great content to teach you and you learn. There's also paid opportunities. I mean, we have our courses. There's other people that have courses. We have our mastermind, again, that's opening here in a couple of weeks. And so, we have lots of different things, but every time in my life when it comes to being a wedding filmmaker, and I've invested in myself, it has paid off way more than the expense that it was to do that thing. And, there's lots of people that might, oh, this didn't work for me, or this didn't work for me. But then you ask the question, how much did you try? Like, did you purchase a thing and then just kind of watch it, but you didn't take any action with it? And so when it comes to the education stuff, we say, if you want to be better, which you can always be better, you invest in yourself, learn more, and don't just learn, but actually take action and do what is being recommended for you to do.
And no matter where you are, like in your business, maybe you're new, getting going, you can go get a library card and check out books and just invest into educating yourself. You can join, more paid opportunities and different things like that, where you can fast track and like really learn specific skills. And, investing time into going and experiencing art and experiencing things and like getting out of your editing cave and investing into yourself, into your education, into who you are as a human. Invest into relationships, invest into spending time with friends and like having deeper conversations this year. You're not going to change who you are if you're not surrounding yourself with new ideas, new people, new conversations. And that's something why we continually shamelessly plug something like our mastermind group, is because we've now watched 2 full years of mastermind classes and watched as these people have invested not only their money, but their time, and then watching as the doors are opening in their mind of learning different things about how to make more or shoot better or edit better, or the relationships that are built. And by being part of things that get you out of your comfort zone, you're able to grow as a human and grow as a business owner. So that is number 3. We've got 2 more points, Nick.
We do.
And we're going to get to those right after this break. Nick and I have to tell you about one of our favorite places to upload our wedding films, and that is Love Stories TV. Love Stories TV is one of the best free resources for us wedding filmmakers. The best part is they are bringing the couples to us. All we have to do is upload our films and we are good to go. Upload unlimited wedding films to your completely free business page. Setup is easy and your films can be live in just minutes. Now is the perfect time to start uploading to Love Stories TV. So head on over to howtofilmweddings.com/lovestoriestv to check out all of the details and see how Love Stories TV is giving away $10,000 in cash to wedding filmmakers just like you. That's howtofilmweddings.com/lovestoriestv to start uploading and connecting with the right couples today.
Hi, it's Michael from Redditor. We want to thank everyone for the incredible support we've received since sponsoring How to Film Weddings. Yes, we've had some growing pains, but we've had far more wins. And we're doing something that's never been done. We're a remote team of over 50 editors in 10 countries. I often joke that we're as much a logistics company as we are a creative company. Right now, demand is off the charts. And we don't just say yes to everyone and scramble to figure it out. That's why we're asking you to help us help more of you. In short, we're looking for more talented Redditors, part-time or full-time, work from where you want, when you want, as long as you hit deadlines and deliver quality. It's a chance to get paid while growing as an editor. Our project managers work with you, explaining why something feels right or doesn't, because there's always a reason. If you're interested, we'd love to hear from you. Go to redditor.com/editor and fill out our form.
All right, we are back from break, and we are talking about the 5 things you should be doing in 2023. We've already talked about 3 points. We've got 2 to go. Number 4 on this list.
Yes.
Don't have too many tabs open. I like how we wrote this out.
I do too.
I think it is neat. And I want to reiterate, you shouldn't have too many tabs open. But Nick, what does that mean?
You can reiterate it all you want, and maybe we can let them figure out what that means just by us saying it.
Yeah, don't have too many tabs open.
No. Have any of you sat down at your work and got ready to go, and then you look at your internet browser and you have 10 different tabs open of all these different websites and all these different things that maybe you have something left open because it needs to remind you to do something, or there's another thing that, you need to sign up for this, or whatever it is, you have music bed open because you need to pick a song for that film. You just have all of these things open. Okay. in 2023, close as many of those tabs that you can. Right? Maybe, an easy one to kind of start off with that I think a lot of people do. There's not many people in our industry that I think like doing their bookkeeping. I'm just guessing that that's not something that a lot of people like to do. There's some of you weirdos out there that do like to do that, I'm sure. But there is a reason that bookkeeping is one of the first things that everyone outsources. Mm-hmm. It's because it takes a special skill set of people to do those things and do it well. And so find those things in your business that you can get off of your plate so that you can do the things that you want to do, that you need to do. Okay, we totally understand that there are lots of different financial things out there and people in different places. And so maybe you can't get the books off of your plate. It's something that you have to do because you don't have the money to hire someone else to do that. We totally understand those things. But I'm sure that there are things in your life, things in your brain that are open that don't need to be. And so maybe take a realistic look at the things that you have going on in your life, in your business, and ask yourself, do I need to be doing this, or is there someone else or something else that can be done?
Yeah, and creating systems to make sure that, there are things that need to be done in your business. I say it all the time. It's like if there's nothing on the to-do list, you're out of business. Mm-hmm. So like enjoying the fact that you have a to-do list is healthy for someone like me who has to accomplish things and feel like I don't have it accomplished unless I have the whole to-do list figured out. Like I had to realize that a to-do list is great and you should always have something on the to-do list. But the tabs open in your brain. Oh, I'm going to get to that later. I need to send that person a hard drive. I'm going to do... What system do you have to have all that written out so that you can close those tabs in your brain while you're focusing on the one thing you're focusing on? When you're editing, do you let notifications into your computer? Do you let them on your watch, on your phone? Is there ever a time where you're like solely focused on one thing? What could you accomplish in 2023 if when you were editing, you were just editing? Or when you were making social media teasers, you were just making social media teasers? Or if whenever you were doing whatever on your website or updating whatever thing on your CRM, fill in the blank. If you even had just a yellow pad where you wrote all those things out and then put a number next to the most important ones, and then just started working your way down the list, that's going to be a way more efficient use of time than, oh, I'm going to start editing. Oh, I got a notification that I got an Instagram message. Let me check over there. And then you're on your phone somehow. 20 minutes later, you're looking at TikTok videos of cats. I don't know how it happens. I know from experience, though, that can happen.
Definitely.
So don't have too many tabs open. Nobody else is worried about those tabs in your brain besides you, not even your spouse. They care that they're open or not, but like you have to kind of put on your big boy pants and say, I'm going to take 2023 and I'm going to do something differently.
Yeah.
I'm going to look at my business and I'm going to put things in order so there aren't these crazy tabs open all the time.
One thing, like maybe practically, you're just like, okay, what does this practically look like? Okay, maybe you are sitting there and you have, let's say, all these emails that need to go out to your clients. Okay, you have one that a welcome email, and then a 2 weeks after booking, and then a 6 months out, and a 3 and a 1. And you are sitting there keeping track so that you can go in and send those things out. And that's something that, especially, if you're shooting 15, 20, 25 weddings a year, like that's a lot of mental energy. And so we would recommend going and finding a CRM. We use Honeybook. howtofilmweddings.com/honeybook if you would like to check that out. You can set up a workflow, right? So that you can have all those things go out automatically. So now here's a tab that has been open in your mind for so long, requesting payments, getting all that kind of stuff. It's now removed. So that mental load is gone. So you can now start doing something else. Maybe you have a workflow, but I'm sure that there is something in your business that isn't running super efficiently. And the reason that it's not running super efficiently is you haven't taken some time to rest so you can figure out, oh, this isn't working. I need to figure out a new way to do this. You've just done it that way because maybe that's how you have always done it. So think of those things that you can do and close those tabs so that you can run more efficiently in your business. So John, we've talked about 4 things so far that you need to be doing in 2023. The 5th one, and I really like this one. Okay.
You wrote this one. So.
It was my idea, but I'll let you talk about it. Stop doing the same thing in 2023 that you did in 2022, that you did in 2021, that you did in 2020. Stop doing those same things and expecting different results.
So we have a list of 5 things to do that
Yeah.
you should do.
Yeah.
Number 5 is actually something you should not do. You should stop doing.
Yeah.
Stop doing the same thing, expecting a different result. And the main thing that I think we really want to drive home here is that if you think about the life cycle of a wedding filmmaker, cinematographer, videographer, whatever you want to call us.
I like videographer. It's my favorite.
Yeah, that's okay. Well, I have like some flashbacks to some old lady being like, "Are you the videographer?" It's like, yeah, I don't know, but sure. Anyway, stop doing the same thing and expecting a different result. You think about the life cycle of the videographer, and it's usually an excitement into the industry. Someone asked you to film their wedding, you kind of stumbled into it. Most of us worked at a church beforehand or in music of some sort. And a friend's getting married, we go film it for super cheap, and it's like, well, that was fun. And the couple is like, well, you did a really good job, and you feel like you have a knack for it. And you're like, I'm going to really kind of start diving into this. You start listening to podcasts with yahoos like us, and you start like growing your business, and you get really excited, and you take on way more than you should. It's like your prices are too low. You keep saying yes to too many things. And then the backlog monster catches up with you after like a year or two. And you're like, I hate my life. Mm-hmm. I'm creatively dead. I'm burning the candle at both ends. I don't have enough money. I didn't charge enough. I'm spending all this extra time. I'm trying to give you people a great product. I listen to these guys, John and Nick, and they talk about how you should be excellent and do all these extra things. I don't have time for any of that. I'm still working a part-time job, or I'm still... And like you burn out and you end up quitting. And that's why most wedding filmmakers quit in their first 2 to 3 years of filming weddings, because they don't have a plan and they keep doing the same thing and expecting a different result.
Right. Yeah, that cycle is definitely something that's going to keep you from progressing. And there are people that have accidentally fallen up, and there are people that figure a way out of it after getting themselves into it. And there are things that you can do. But if you go into the year and you know, hey, last year I booked way too many weddings. Well, if you book way too many, and maybe like, okay, so I'm going to raise my prices. So you raise your prices, that's great. But if you book that same number of weddings, yeah, you're going to be making more money, and that's great. And we want you to make more money. But if you book too many, like the amount of money that you make doesn't really matter, because you're still going to be that same level of stressed. You're still going to freak out and be like, oh, I don't like this. I don't want to do this anymore, because it's just too much. Mm-hmm. So quit treating this year like it's different if you're actually, or quit thinking that this year is going to be different whenever you're just treating it the same.
Yeah. If you think about it, and we talked about this to our mastermind group late last year a little bit, I won't go as deep as we did in the mastermind group because I don't have an hour just to talk about that. But to know, like when knowing your numbers and you're confident in your numbers and how many weddings you need to book to pay your bills, you can start saying no more, like we said. But most of us, when we are doing our sales calls right now, as it's about to start trickling in, people that just got engaged over the holidays, they're going to start calling you, and you're going to get all excited, and you're going to sell them weddings like you have the skill for their wedding like it is today. What I mean by that in a non-confusing way is you're going to get better between now and their wedding date. You're going to learn more. You're going to listen to podcasts. You're going to maybe join groups. You're going to do courses. You're going to read books. And by the time their wedding gets here, you're going to be a better wedding filmmaker. So when you're selling weddings today or next week or in the next few weeks as booking season gets really busy, you're not selling weddings based on your value today. You're basing the value on where you're at on your wedding day. And if you had your future version of you calling yourself, they would say, please be careful. Please don't book that many weddings. Please figure out a way to update your packages to not include that many edits. Please, raise the starting price a little bit. Like, know your numbers better. Like, do the work now. So later next year, you're not in that position again that maybe you're in right now, or that you had been in the last few months being stressed. And so doing different things is going to get you out of that cycle. Whenever I started saying no to more couples that I knew didn't fit within the budget or fit within the time frame, whenever I created margin and room for things in my life and for rest, I had a clearer mind. Whenever I started to invest in my own education and started to really pour into me and learning from others, and whenever I didn't have too many tabs open, that's whenever I could get to a place to where I could stop doing those same things over and over and over and over again and expecting a different result.
Yeah. It's one of those things that's tricky. And if you're not paying attention to it, if you're not thinking about it, like some of you right now might not realize that 2023 is going to be exactly like 2022, just because you've been living your life. You're like, oh, this person wants to book with me, and you just get so excited and you don't think about it. And then before you realize it, it's too late. And that's why I think that taking all of these tips is so important, because maybe you wouldn't have taken that wedding if you would have closed that tab because you're like, oh, I just need more money. And you weren't paying attention to the fact that, oh, you know what, money wise, financially, I'm actually doing okay.
Yeah.
So then you don't exercise that saying no, you're not, you're not exercising that rest that you need. And so we want you to take a little bit of time after listening to this episode and just be kind of map out your year. Think about your year. What do I have going on? And, maybe it's time to sit down and figure out your numbers. It's surprising to both of us how many businesses are being run and people just have absolutely no clue, where they think they have more money than they do, or they don't, and they think just lots of stuff going on there. And so take some time and think about this and make 2023 different than it's been in the past so you can change that cycle. How our industry works and how we work is, we're kind of like 12 to 18 months behind of reality, like all the time, perpetually. And so if you want to course correct what has happened, it might take you another year of, 2023 is going to be like 2022, but you're mindful now and you know that 2024 is going to be the year that's different.
Yeah, it's not going to stop. Like a lot of people just keep going down that same path again and again and try to get out, and there's no way to get out. And it starts with you making those changes. So hopefully these 5 things that you should be doing in 2023 are helpful. Nick, there's a lot going on with How to Film Weddings, with our mastermind group. We would encourage you, if you don't even know what our mastermind group is, to head over to mmxhtfw.com. That stands for Mastermind by How to Film Weddings, mmxhtfw.com, and just check it out. Get on the wait list. Learn about it. We're opening up the doors the 3rd or 4th week of January, the week after we get back from our retreat, and we're going to have you be... And we're going to, I really screwed that up. But don't take it out. Don't take it out. It's fine. I got this.
Okay.
So we're going to be going through a 12-month program, a weekly meeting, guest speakers, and a big retreat at the end of the year. It's we've seen now 120 people go through it in the first 2 years. So many stories of life change. So many stories of businesses being changed, mindsets being changed. And something like that might just be what you need to grow in your business in 2023.
Yeah, absolutely. So again, that website is mmxhtfw.com. If you'd like more information about Mastermind, you'll get on the wait list. And as soon as we release information, like who our amazing speakers are going to be, where our retreat is going to be, VIP, if you sign up for VIP, you got some special cool stuff coming. If you want to learn more about all that stuff, join that waitlist. John, I'm very excited to kick off another year with you, with How to Film Weddings, with our listeners and our community that we have made. We are so excited for the things that are going to come this year. Thank you so much for listening. And until next time, we will see you.
See ya.
Are you looking for a better way to deliver your wedding films? Look no further. Our friends over at VidFlow provide the most flexible video delivery solution on the market. VidFlow is pay per use with no large upfront costs or commitment, and you can cancel at any time. VidFlow offers a premium viewing experience for all of your couples, accessible on mobile, tablet, desktop, as well as their very own suite of TV apps. Each project comes with 10 years of hosting and an experience for your couples that will blow them away. Head over to howtofilmweddings.com/vidflow, where you can save 20% off a yearly business membership by using promo code HTFW20. Stop delivering your films the old-fashioned way. Give your couples something to rave about by using VidFlow.